Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm Akeem, and in today's Fix of Entertainment news, we go over the Last of Us fan theory that just got confirmed by the HBO season finale, a surprising cameo from one of the voice actors from The Last of Us Part 2, and Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin talking about Season 3 of The Last of Us. That's right, let's drop it. Now, there's a massive theory fans have been speculating about The Last of Us, and with this now being confirmed by the hit HBO season finale, we figured we'd explore it a bit further. But it'll likely be considered spoilers, so if you haven't seen it just yet, now's the time to hop off and check out one of our other videos. Otherwise, let's dive right on in. So with The Last of Us video game never actually going into any detail about Ellie's immunity or revealing to the players how she became immune, The Last of Us season finale confirms a long-running fan theory as we meet Ellie's mom, Anna. Now, Anna is played by Ashley Johnson, who fans will undoubtedly recognize as the voice of Ellie in The Last of Us video games. Now, anyway, Anna is bitten by an infected while still pregnant with Ellie, who she gives birth to while her umbilical cord is still connected. Now, this means that Anna's infected blood is now coursing through baby Ellie. Now, this is something gamers never saw, nor was it ever alluded to in The Last of Us games. Now, fans did, however, remark on the letter Ellie's mom left for her, which can be found in the game, with the key line that ignited the fan community to theorize what happened, reading, quote, "You're not even a day old, and holding you is the most incredible thing I've done in my life. A life that is about to get cut a little short." Now, when I read that particular letter, I immediately thought that Ellie's mom was infected while pregnant with her, similar to many fan theories that have been circulating the internet. Now, Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin did an amazing job of showing The Last of Us fans exactly what happened, bringing that theory into reality. But the show did, in fact, change a few things regarding Ellie's immunity. Now, Marlene, Anna's friend who saved Ellie, has very vague reasoning as to why Ellie is immune in the video game. But given that we're shown how Ellie is immune in the HBO series, Marlene goes into much more detail, explaining that their doctor believes that the cordyceps have grown with Ellie. And as such, it produced a chemical messenger that makes the cordyceps think that Ellie is in fact a cordyceps herself, making her immune. Now, there's a stark difference from the video game and TV series as to why Marlene is overseeing Ellie. Now, in the game, it's more so due to Marlene's relationship with Ellie's mom, but in the HBO series, it's due to her suspecting Ellie's immunity might be the key to a cure for the infection. Now, when you think about Ellie's immunity, how she became immune, you might wonder if it could be replicated in other pregnant women. Now, surely Ellie's not the only person who suffered such a situation in the world in The Last of Us. Now, if you think about real-world possibilities regarding immunity, there's so many other genetic variables that could lead to someone being immune to a disease. But explaining that would definitely overcomplicate the story from a narrative perspective. Now, it was definitely nice getting some sort of confirmation as to how Ellie became immune. Now, with Ellie's voice actor making an appearance in HBO's The Last of Us, her nemesis in The Last of Us Part 2 made an appearance in the season finale of the show. Now, The Last of Us Part 2's Laura Bailey made a cameo appearance in the final episode of the season. Now, you might know Laura as the voice actor for Abby in the sequel to the Naughty Dog video game. Now, she was one of the nurses in the hospital scene on the show, which is kind of fitting as she voiced one of the nurses in the original Last of Us video game. Now, as for if she'll be back in Season 2 of The Last of Us, Craig Mazin told the Wrap, quote, "I mean, she's got a mask on, so we can make her anything we want in the next season." Well, it sounds like there's plans to bring Laura Bailey back in Season 2 of The Last of Us. Anyways, and speaking of seasons, Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin are apparently working on a third season already. Now, while speaking with GQ Mag about the scope of adapting Part 2, the two confirmed that the live-action adaptation will mirror its video game counterpart in scale. Now, Druckmann said, quote, "It's more than one season," with Craig Mazin following up by saying, quote, "You have noted correctly that we will not say how many, but more than one is factually correct. So while we may not know exactly how many seasons Part 2 will consist of, it can be assumed that it'll be at least 2 seasons long. And honestly, 3 seasons of The Last of Us sounds about right. Definitely don't want to prolong things more than you really need to for a show like this. And that was your fix of entertainment news for today. I'm Kim Lewanson, and thank you so much for watching. Now that you're caught up on today's news, please check out our in-depth explainer of The Last of Us ending. Download the IGN app on all your devices, and for everything else, stick with IGN.